Welcome to the show, Mr. Abhishek.
Thank you. Pleasure to be here.
So let's start with, talking about your startup. How old is it? What is it into?
We started off last year. It's been just a year, so we're just starting to learning to walk. So fundamentally, we are a product-based organization, and we create products and technologies for industries so that their operations, whether it is sales, whether it is tech operations, whether it is IT operations, it becomes seamless. So that is exactly what we do, and we use digital platforms, artificial intelligence, machine learning to accomplish that.
Is there any specific industry or sector that you're focusing in on? If yes, what is that industry or sector you're focusing into?
See, we have a couple of products. So the first product, which is basically a conversational tech, it spans across industry, so it's more of a horizontal product, right? But we have another product which is very focused on insurance sector, right? And particularly, it's meant for India market. And this particular product that we're talking about is managing the life cycle for intermediaries for our insurance sectors. So that's a very specific product meant specifically for insurance industries in India.
When you say intermediaries and you talk about specific to Indian market, if you could talk about as to with a specific example for the ease of understanding of our viewers as to what does it do, if you can give out some examples. Going to be different for international market.
Today, what happens traditionally in the insurance industry, the sales for health insurance or a life insurance or for a motor insurance, as a matter of fact, it's driven by their distribution network. And that distribution network can be individuals who are agents, can be small and medium enterprises such as brokers or corporates, right? Now, there is a certain governance around these people getting to work in the insurance sector. So let's talk about agents, that are individuals. Now, anybody can become an agent, but he or she has to undergo certain training, certain certification, and they have to undergo a certain exam. Only when they pass out, they become an agent, right? Now, that's a very manual exercise, or it requires a lot of physical intervention. Now, with COVID-19 setting in, insurance sector started, their sales started dwindling. And one of the factors of their sales started dwindling was because they were not able to recruit agents. So, and why they were not able to recruit agents is because it's an exercise that requires a physical presence face to face. So what this platform tries to do is it tries to make it digital, right? Right from the time the sales manager is engaged interviewing the agent, giving him or her the rundown of how the career is going to be in the insurance sector, managing that process, which is called as onboarding, training, examination, and then agents' compensation and benefit, and at the end their exit from the company, the association of the company, right? So what we're trying to do is this is a digital platform, and it doesn't require any physical intervention. The likes of IRDA, and its subsidiary bodies like NSCIT or III, they're also moving away from having a physical presence in an examination center to write the exams. So they're trying to do it remotely. If people can do it using their phones or using their laptops. So this is a very exciting time to be in the Indian market, and particularly in the insurance industry, right? So that's exactly what we're trying to do. Internationally, the market is very mature, right? And the countries like Singapore, or if you go to Europe, I don't have particular data points, but whatever empirical data points I have is Indian industry is maybe 5 to 10% digitalized as compared to their counterparts in US, Singapore, or Europe. So we have a long way to go in India.
When it comes to your product, are you also building anything which is for the benefit of the consumer, the end consumer like me? Because being a consumer of insurance products, be it general insurance, be it medical insurance. As a user, we have multiple challenges. Where right from processing a claim to even keeping track of the renewals of most of these
Absolutely
policies that we hold. So, are you building anything to make life easier for the end consumer?
Not at this point in time. So our focus is, so it's a B2B product, right? So our focus is that we make things simple for our customers in the insurance sector or the ancillary sector, whether it is bancassurance or corporates or brokers, and the individuals who onboard with these insurance companies. However, what we're trying to do is, while we are trying to make life simple for these guys, as a result of it, the end consumer should see more engagement coming in from these companies. It should not be that the end consumers is having a touch point with the agent or the insurance company only at the time of issuance of policy or renewal of policy. No, I think there are various touch points, and they're very critical touch points that we are building in our product, by which the consumer should feel more engaged with these organizations and individuals.
So what are those touch points that you identify or you would build or you're building as you go forward?
I have my birthday or I have my anniversary. The agents who are there on the field, they have that data, but they do not have time, right? So now this is a product. The product has these data points, and it's very easy for us to send notifications out, right? Prompt the agent, hey guys, there is a birthday which is coming out of these customers. Would you like to call them? In fact, from our platform, down the lane, we will have a functionality where the product itself will make a call to the customer, and it will connect to the agent, so that there is a touch point which has happened. And of course, there are so many scenarios. You have taken life insurance. There is a profile that our product can create for you, and it can recommend to the agents and to the companies whether you would be suited for a certain type of insurance and at what price point. So using that, we will make the agents more productive and the time of the consumer as well more productive. You should not be getting a call. Today, I get at least 3 calls from various insurance companies trying to sell me a motor insurance. Now, I do not want a motor insurance because I just bought it, right? So, giving me a call when I've just bought a motor insurance, you're just wasting my time and your time, right? So what we're trying to do is we're trying to get all those data points in one single bucket, so that the time of the agent, the corporates, as well as the consumer is utilized very efficiently. There's no, So that's exactly what we're trying to do.
So that's interesting. I would be very happy to have, if you could launch that, because we all get hassled by these multiple calls that keep coming in.
Absolutely.
But then there is another challenge, which is data privacy, data security.
Yeah.
Would be, different insurance companies, we all know they are competing for the same space. Also, there's a data becomes is a gold mine for each of these companies.
Absolutely.
Are you happy, or do you find it that they're willing to come onto a common platform like yours and then use that seamlessly, or how are you assuring them that their data is secure?
See, 2 things. One is there are certain data points which are very critical for the consumer, which is personal information, right? Now, there is already a lot of regulation which is going on, and there's a law which is going to set up on the lines of what we have in Europe and US. But that personal information is sacrosanct. You can't touch it, right? And so that has to be protected. So our platform takes care of it. Second is the data point which is there with the company. Now, the way we have designed our product is in such a way that the data of company X cannot be shared with company Y, right? They will have their own dedicated tenants, dedicated instances. So there is no way that a data pilferage is going to happen. But there are certain data which is already in the public domain, which RDA also has put those data points which are not sensitive. There are certain data points that socially it is available on the social platform. So we want to harness that public data which is there on various platforms, bring it to our platform, combine it with the data that the organizations are seeing, and give them some intelligent recommendations. So data privacy is at the core of Astha, which is our product.
How is the response of companies towards your solution?
There is a inherent need in the market. Uh, we came out with a prototype in the month of June, right? Since then, we have given 25 demos, yeah, which according to me in this market, not being present physically, face to face with the customer, 25 demos is a very good number. And we are not a 150 or 200 people sales organization. We are a very small sales organization, right? Now, keeping that in mind, I think need is there. And then we have seen those demos going into the advanced sales cycle, culminating in contract. So there is an inherent need. But having said that, the top 5 insurance companies, they are pretty good. They are way ahead of the curve, right? They already have these techs. But there are other 45 insurance companies, and then there is a distribution network, which requires these platforms. So that is where the market is. But yeah, from need perspective, there are 300,000 agents or people who take training every month, right? And most of them happens offline. If we are able to get 20% of them onto a platform in the next 1 year, I think we have seen some good traction.
For a young startup like yours, what does it mean, or how does it help to be part of Nasdaq 2020?
First thing is, so what is our job? Our job is to make sure that we are telling people about our product, right? Now, there may be audiences that may be coming in and seeing our product. I think that is extremely important from our perspective, that we go and showcase it in events such as Nasdaq. Then we also want to go and see what other products are there in the market. How Indian industry is moving towards the vision. I think Nasscom has a vision of how it wants to take the IT industry on the product roadmap. So we want to also see that how other companies are doing it. But yeah, so from our perspective, and frankly speaking, this is the first event that we are participating in. So I did attend some of the events that happened and that Nasscom had organized last year, but participation and going into an event with a virtual stall, this is a first for us. So it's a new experience, but I'm looking forward to it.
Well, thank you, Mr. Abhishek, for joining us, and we hope your solution is accepted or adopted by all the agents, and we start, as end users, start benefiting from those reduced sales calls that we keep getting in. Thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you so much. It was a pleasure. Bye-bye. Thanks.